it's Scott here and welcome to today's player review video. Hopefully you do enjoy this one. If you do, as per usual, please do make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below, leave any feedback in the comments section, and subscribe if you're new if you want to see daily videos and live streams, whether it be player reviews, pack openings, foot champs games, objectives, all of that good stuff. Today we are looking at the newly released Ansu Fati SBC. It came out last night as you are watching this and is out for a few more days. This is an 89 rated card. He's a left winger from Barcelona and his stats look pretty good. First things first, he has got a double 4-star, high medium work rates, 5'10". So on the face of things, he looks like he's going to fit the meta, right? He's coming in at about 150,000 coins, a little bit less if you have stuff in your club, but these are his in-game stats. His pace looks fantastic, his shooting looks decent, but will probably require a chem style. Passing, again, looks good, but you may want to boost it up, and then he's got incredible agility and balance, little low reactions, but some of his other stats are really nice, and then 84 stamina, which could be a little bit of a problem, but if you don't know how this works, then we are going to get into a couple of clips and then deep dive into each of his stats and see what we think of him. He does also have the very important outside the foot trait, which is huge this year. So this is the card. This is the team that we're going to be using him in. He's going to play at cam in a 4-2-3-1 central cam behind Timothy and Suarez, and then flanked either side by Dembele and Marcus Rashford. So let's get into some clips for this Ansu Fati card. An overall view of this card is that he is about 150,000 coins, right, to do the SBC from scratch if you have nothing in your club. I'm not going to be comparing him to players like Team of the Year Messi, etc, etc, because it would be stupid to do so. For the value, he's not going to compare to those players. So I'm going to consider that in my ratings and review and everything, because this is quite good value for the SBC compared to some of the cards that we've seen this year. And in general, an overview of this card is great pace, good shooting, good passing, great dribbling. Stamina's a bit of a problem, but he has good traits and everything to combat that. So we'll go into the deep dive now, and we'll start off with his pace and physical. First things first, great acceleration, great sprint speed, great agility, great balance. Means that he feels very nice on the ball. He does feel quick. He has those big speed boosts, which is pretty amazing when you're going through on goal or something like that, whether you play him on the wing or through the middle. Couple of problems. Stamina, strength, aggression. He will get pushed off the ball, and his stamina means that if you go, for example, extra time, you're going to have to sub him off. Now, let's move into the shooting. Now, this is a tricky one because I want to rate this again based on cards that are about 150,000 coins, and in that regard, I'd say very, very good. However, he definitely needs a chem style. You want that shot power boosted up, you want that attacking positioning boosted up as well, and ideally his finishing in general can go up a little bit. But I would say that he is very, very nice on the ball. He creates space well, which provides him to then be able to create opportunities for himself to then finish. His 4-star weak foot feels good. It's not one of those 4 stars that feels like a 3, it's closer to a 5, so he is quite 2-footed, and I did like that about him. He has the outside the foot shot trait. Now, some of you may not understand how huge that is. If you don't have a 5-star weak foot, the outside the boot trait is huge, and at near post shots, he will curl it with a trivela shot and it will go in a majority of the time. The one reason why I'm not giving him a higher rating, or 2 reasons I guess, is even though he has that trait, he doesn't have a 5-star weak foot, and he does require a chem style, which isn't the end of the world, but obviously I'm not going to give him a 10 out of 10 if you require a boost on your card in that setting. So, that is his shooting. Let's move on to some passing now. So, his passing stats are pretty good by default, 90 in short passing and 87 in long passing. His curve, vision, crossing could do with a little bit of a boost. However, I felt that he was actually a really good passer of the ball. Now, I did use a chem style that does boost your shooting and passing, so obviously that helped me there. However, he doesn't necessarily need it 100% if you would rather boost something else. For example, you might want to boost his strength and aggression, something like that. You could get by with using him without that chem style boost. However, I utilized him as a cam in my review and games with him, and so I felt that I needed that. And with that boost, he felt amazing. Passing was beautiful. Some of the through balls he pulled off were very, very good. Short and long passing both felt very, very nice. He's good at 1-2s because he then has the agility to get into a position to then receive the ball back from the player that you've passed it to. So I really like this card when it came to his build-up play and involving him in attacks. Now the last one is his dribbling. Now obviously this is 94, he has some great dribbling stats, including 99 agility and balance basically. So he does feel very nice on the ball, very intricate when it comes to his dribbling. His LB dribbling or L1 dribbling feels amazing. And again, you combine that with his agility, so if you do a little bit of tight dribbling and then burst out into space with a bit of a sprint, then he can get away from players really nice. And he just feels good on the ball. Again, for this value, he's a very nice player. The one downside to his dribbling that I would say is he doesn't have 5-star skills. And obviously that can push you to the next level, as well as the flair trait and stuff like that. So I can't give it a 10 out of 10. However, he did feel very good. You don't need to boost his chem up either. So let's look at some alternatives and their prices for Ansu Fati. First up, we're going to go with Eden Hazard's Inform card, as this is coming in at similar price to Fati, obviously is the same position, same league. Now, I would personally say that Fati does feel better than Hazard, and you obviously get the Barcelona links compared to the Real Madrid links, but their prices are very similar. So a lot of people don't really like Hazard this year, and I am one of those. And I don't know why that is, because their stats are so similar that you'd think that they play the same. But no, Fati definitely better than Hazard. Another one that we've got is Moses Simon's Team of the Season card. Now, I put him in here, even though he has a 5-star weak foot, because I feel like, again, they are similar players. However, I would say that that Simon card is better than Fati. And I really think he is one of the best value for money cards that you can get on this game. Obviously he has harder links and potentially a worse league in general, so explains his prices. And then the last one that I'm going to go with is Mane. Now a lot of people will potentially be able to fit Mane into their teams with a lot of Prem Team of the Seasons everywhere, and he is coming in at a lot more expensive. And I personally don't really think he's that much better than Fati, to be honest with you. He does have the physicality that Fati does not. However, his passing doesn't feel as good, his dribbling doesn't feel as tight, and yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't feel that good. So for Fati's value, he is a very good card, and I would recommend him if you can get him in your team. Now we move on to the general review for him. Pace, obviously amazing. Shooting and passing could be higher, but the reason why I've put them as 8 out of 10 instead of higher is because he does require a chemistry style boost in order to bump them up to that required level. Dribbling does feel very nice, and so I'm giving that a high rating. His physicals are what do let him down quite a bit though. Strength and aggression obviously low, which isn't that different to a lot of wingers. However, 84 stamina means that he is limited to a couple of different positions. And so if you wanted to use him as a central cam in 4-2-3-1, he probably doesn't quite have the stamina for that, so you're going to have to use him out wide or as a striker. He also doesn't have 5-star in either skills or weak foot, and so that does bump him down a little bit. However, his pace, again, amazing. Shooting, passing, dribbling, when you've got the right chem style on, are very good. And his value for money is fantastic. So that is how I would sum up Fati. Let's get into a couple of recommendations for him. So to end things off for this Fati review, I would highly recommend Deadeye as your chemistry style. That is by far the best one for him, as it does boost up that passing, the vision, etc., but also gives you a very nice shooting boost. Maxes out his finishing, gives you near max 95 plus in attacking positioning and shot power, over 90 long shots. Like, it is basically the perfect chem style for him because he already has amazing pace and dribbling. Now, in terms of the playstyle with him, utilize that pace and use his dribbling because they are two incredible factors on this card. He is incredibly agile, so use that to your advantage. He is quite versatile in the fact that you could play him up front or on the wing. If you want to play him as a cam, then you may have to sub him off because of his 84 stamina, but it is still an option. That is where I used him to test him out. Use his 1-2 passing because with that agility and attacking positioning, he does make good runs off the ball once you lay it off to somebody else. I would say shoot with him on either side because of that outside the boots trait. You can do whatever you want basically with him and he will just bang it in and involve him in a lot of build-up play. He obviously gets a load of good strong links on this game because he is Spanish, left wing from Barcelona. So whether you are using him to get Barcelona links with Messi, De Jong, Vidal, Jordi Alba for a hyperlink, or whether you utilise some of the new Team of the Season cards such as Lucas Perez, Santi Cazorla, etc. There are so many that you can link to, so he's very, very easy to fit into teams, and so I would recommend him overall. Very, very good value, and just coming in at making EA look good at valuing their SBCs. So that is how we're going to end off today's video. If you did enjoy it, thumb it up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.